All right, let's take a look at Parashat Eikev. And if you do obey these rules and observe them carefully, the Lord your God will maintain faithfully for you the covenant that he made on oath with your fathers. JPS. Some translations have it a little differently. And it shall be because, Akev, you will listen. The word Akev is an interesting word. It means because, but it also means heal. Rashi teaches that this hints to the commandments people tend to tread upon with their heel, the small ones that we might overlook. The Torah promises that if we are careful, even with these, Hashem will keep his covenant with us. Already in the first verse, we see a profound truth. Our relationship with the land is conditional. It's not an automatic right, it is a sacred trust dependent on our loyalty to the mitzvot, even the ones that the world calls minor. So let's look at the heel and the struggle. The heel also recalls Yaakov, Jacob, who was born grasping at Esau's heel and later wrestled for the blessing. In our tradition, Jacob represents moral integrity and reliance on Hashem, while Esau represents trust in force, power, and the sword. Political Zionism has often chosen Esau's path, seeking security through armies, military might, and state power or state violence. While our Parsha warns us not to say, my power and the might of my hand have gotten me this wealth. Instead, remember Hashem your God, for he is the one who gives you the strength to achieve. The land is not ours by conquest or by declaration. It is ours only when we walk in Hashem's ways. So let's look at the true terms of the covenant. Akev asks, what does Hashem your God ask of you? And it also gives us the answers to that question. To walk in all his ways, to love Hashem, to serve him, and to act with justice for the orphan, the widow, and the stranger. These are things Hashem said he's willing to destroy the Jewish people over. So they're not just side issues. They are at the heart of covenantal life. Neglecting them is what actually led to exile in the past. So great leaders from across the Jewish world, both in Hasidic communities and among the Mitznagdim, like Rabbi Schneerson of Lubavitch and Rabbi Soloveitchik. They were both united when they condemned political Zionism for replacing faith in Hashem with faith in armies. They warned that this path distorts Jewish identity and ignores the true conditions of our bond with the land. We also read about signs and reminders. Tefillin and mezuzah. They're mentioned in this week's Parsha as visible, physical reminders of our commitment to God's Torah. Yet in the modern state of Israel, these symbols are far from universal, and oftentimes they're missing. Too often, walls and weapons are treated as better guardians than the Torah and the mitzvot. So we have a choice to make, blessing or perishing. See, I place before you today a blessing and a curse. If you obey, you will be blessed. But if your hearts turn away, you shall surely perish. If we don't do our part, bad things are going to happen. Hashem does not show favor and does not lift up the face of the powerful. The Torah does not promise us the land outright. It challenges us to earn it through justice, humility, and faith in Hashem, not through fear of the world, which is what Zionism teaches, and trust in weapons. Parashat Eikev calls us back to that truth. The strength of the Jewish people is not in our heel striking the ground in force, but in our heel walking humbly in the path of Hashem. We not only have a message for the diaspora, but we have a unique opportunity in the diaspora. Our ancestors have survived for thousands of years without a state, living as loyal citizens in the lands where Hashem placed them, representing the Jewish people through Torah, integrity, and kindness. We in the diaspora must remember the state of Israel does not speak for us. We are not defined by the politics of secular government, but by the covenant we carry. Like our ancestors, we remain faithful to Hashem, loyal to the countries we live in, and committed to being a light to the nations. When we say Am Israel Chai, we mean the nation of Israel lives on wherever we are, whether in exile or in the land. Am Israel refers to the people bound by Torah, not to a political, secular government or a foreign country. When used in its traditional sense, Am Israel Chai is an affirmation of the Jewish people's survival and spiritual vitality, not political allegiance. But if the meaning is reframed or co opted in public discourse to mean, I support the secular state of Israel, it gives detractors an easy way to falsely claim that all Jews are politically tied to or loyal to a foreign state. That's dangerous because it feeds into an old anti Semitic trope of dual loyalty. The accusation that Jews can't be loyal citizens of countries they live in because their ultimate allegiance lies elsewhere. Historically, that myth has been used to justify discrimination, expulsion, and violence. So, even if many people using the slogan today don't intend it politically, its politicized reinterpretation can be weaponized against Jews in the diaspora, especially those who oppose the idea that a secular state speaks for the whole Jewish people. Our task is to live in a way that makes us worthy of redemption, so that we may be brought back to the land in a truly redeemed state, with a king and a Sanhedrin, and once again serve as the moral and spiritual role model to the nations. True tikkun olam means repairing the world according to Torah, and that includes having the courage to speak the truth about any nation, even a secular state that claims to represent Jews everywhere, when it falls short of the values that we are commanded to uphold.